All right, welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops.
Coach,
How are you?
good to see you. I'm doing
Good seeing
great.
you.
Welcome back to another episode, coaches.
Yeah, I know.
Hope you're doing your season, or you're preparing for your season, or you're in your season, wherever you may be.
In your little
Uh,
journey.
your little journey, yeah.
Hopefully you're
Hopefully these
relaxing. We should do one on relaxing. I was thinking about that the other day.
I
Like, how do
think we have
coaches
one coming
relax?
up. I think it's on our
Is it on our
plan,
list?
on our list. Yeah. More in the off season, but we should
Because
probably
maybe
do one in
I
season.
need that.
Right, a
I
little
think what I'm gonna do, I've told my wife
Zen
this. I think I'm
mindfulness.
gonna Greg, who I do the leadership podcast with, he during basketball season, he has a masseuse come in and gives a massage like once a month. I think I'm going to do that for my wife and I. I think you'll get less sick too. I think it will relax.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
definitely.
rationalize it.
You
So I'm thinking.
rationalize it. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
But I've told her, I said, I got to
I
have him
like that
come to the
idea.
house because I don't have time like to go somewhere. I need like,
Oh,
yeah,
oh
I
yeah.
want him here.
Yeah,
Like,
that's yeah. People
yeah,
will
like,
travel. Yeah.
yeah, you come anyway. Interesting. So that's my new thing.
Go
All
to
right, what's today's topic?
basketballmasseuse.com for your okay. That doesn't shoot, I better get that URL now. Anyway, today's topic is how is
There's
basically
lots
late
of
game
jokes from my
situations,
stand-up
right?
days. Lots of jokes through my stand-up days
Yeah.
that came. Go ahead.
It's how to prepare your team to execute when the game is on the line. All right, so late game situations. So we're going to talk about that today. But before we do,
There you
we're
go.
going to talk. Yeah, give a big shout out to our sponsor, Game Changer. So go to gc.com/coaching youth hoops.
One word.
Coach, yeah, coaching youth
One
hoops,
word.
one word. You guys, as coaches, will love GC1. I've been giving coach tips on how to buy back your time. So this is a great tool to buy back your time. You can track practices, you can track games, game lineups, all your stats are there for you. It's powered by AI. gc.com/coaching youth hoops.
Mic drop.
Boom.
Yes.
So, again, going back to this topic of late game situations, trying to master that difficult.
Yes.
Um,
Well, first of all, let's talk time because you were talking about buying back time. How
mhm.
much time would you spend
Oh,
in a month,
yeah.
couple practices a week on late game situations?
Well, let's talk about yeah, well, okay, month. Um,
That's eight
one,
practices.
don't do it enough.
Definitely
Okay, I'll
don't
tell you
do it
that up
enough,
front.
but I get
Yeah.
that. But time is
I,
limited for the youth
Time is
coaches who are
limited, right?
listening.
Exactly. Two practices. I think a lot of it, you got to come
So
up with your top five late game situations. You and I
yes, and
agree,
I think
right?
as a youth coach, think about this. So let's imagine I'm going to take an average 2 practices a week for 90 minutes. That's long probably, but I'm going to do that. So that's
Hmm.
3, 6, 9, 12 hours. Okay. You can't spend 2 hours on late game situations.
No, no.
You can't spend 1/6 of your time. So I think before we even dive into this more is I think you have to sprinkle it. Like it's 5 minutes one week, 10 minutes over here in the next week. Maybe you get up to 20, 30 minutes in the month, maybe.
Maybe.
But it sprinkles it because their attention span isn't going to be that long either. You don't have a clock, you have to yell out 10, 9, 8 kind of in the
Right.
gym kind of thing. um so I think that's the kind of thought that you have to put into it. Now you can you can use some of the plays you already have as late game situation. You just want to
Right.
talk about possible scenarios. But as the adult in the room, you're going to have to be the one that probably knows time, especially at the youth level, how many timeouts and where the ball is going to be and what we're going to do. And I would simplify late game situational stuff at the youth level too.
Well,
An easy
and
ball
it
screen and a clear out, something you can do like Johnny's
something.
going to go, whatever
Right.
it is.
Yeah. 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 No, absolutely. And it's also part of that is calming the nerves of the kids, right? It is late game, and there's a couple seconds left on the clock. You're down two, right? You need a two to tie. So how do you? I've been in a situation. Just thinking about this as I was doing this topic, like what late game just mess ups, blow ups, whatever happened, right? And I
Right.
remember this game we were in where this was we were in a tournament. We were in the championship game playing this team, and we were so evenly matched. It was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it was high stress. It was I mean, it was one of those games you as a coach, you just hope you're in because it was very exciting.
And you hope
Crowds
you
were
don't mess up
positive
too bad.
and you
Yes.
don't hope you mess up too bad. So one of my best shooters inbounds the ball, loses focus for a second, shoots the ball at the wrong hoop,
No.
makes it, makes it. This is
No.
late game situation, right? So she's obviously feeling bad. And what do I have to do? I mean, there's less than a minute left on the clock. And not only did she like she drove the wrong way, like just
Were people
and of course I'm
screaming?
yelling, yes, yes.
So she's
And she
probably
made
thinking they're screaming because they're happy she's
her
going and there's a
happy.
minute
Yeah.
left. And
And there's
oh,
a wide open layup, right? And her one of her players who was yelling was trying to catch up to her to stop her.
for to
Right?
follow.
Yeah.
You can't follow
To
your own
foul.
player. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Anyway, she scored. Uh, we get a defensive stop, and so we still have a chance to win the game. So it was, like 5, 10 seconds left on the clock at this point. We inbound the ball. And again, you're talking, these were seventh and eighth grade girls, pretty athletic team. Had a girl who could throw the ball the length of the court. So had her take the ball out. And these are little situations that, we did practice this. She threw it to half court to one of our taller, more athletic players. She got the ball, turned around and shot it and hit the rim, right? And we ended up losing the game by 1 point. But I was proud of them to even be able to inbound the ball to half court, turn around and able to shoot it, right? So, there was a mental breakdown. We had practiced this inbound play before, which was just throw it deep. This girl has a strong arm. Athletic girl catches, turns around, shoot, right? But not only do you have to practice plays, you also have to put the kids under pressure so they
Right.
don't go the wrong
It's that
way. They
countdown.
don't do
It's that
yeah, yeah.
situational, like, ooh, it's the blood pressure going up, the pulse rate going up. It's all of those things. Let's give a big shout out to our sponsor again. We're about before we talk about some, I have another thing I want to talk about, but let's
Yeah,
talk
sure.
about Game
Yeah, go to
Changer.
gc.com/coaching youth hoops. It has everything you need to track game footage,
Well, this
share.
well, that's what I'm saying is like you can even pull up a little iPad and show them in practice if you have some of these late game
That's
situations.
right.
That's where Game Changer would be great. Like,
Perfect at. That's a
yes,
really
it's
good
like,
point. Yeah.
what do
So
you so yeah.
gc.com/coaching youth hoops. Go check it out. Record your late game situations right there. You can show your kids.
It's really about so from someone that's done a long time, half the time they don't even run the play right. But even my
Right.
guys who we've already
Yeah.
practiced it. So you have to put them in stressful, like you said, stressful situations.
Yeah.
So when you come to that timeout, you say, we've done this. We got this. We've run this. We've run win or blitz or whatever, shabam or whatever you call the stupid play at the end.
Right.
We've run this 1,000 times. We got this. Here's what we're gonna do. Remember, but so and so goes this way and we're gonna do this. And like I think that's like you said, I think it's a huge part of that is that confidence building. Is
Yeah, exactly. It's huge. I mean, and that just kind of going through a kind of a checklist to things to think about in late game situations, which you already talked about. So preparing, right? Prepare with a purpose. You're down two with 10 seconds left. What do? You incorporate different situations, full court, half court, your inbound plays, where's the ball? Then the play itself, what are you going to run, right? You just talked about that. Whatever it is, whatever play name is in late game situations. Fundamentals. I think a big fundamental that you need to practice, and this is really easy to do, is free throws. Late game free throws, right? One and ones. You got to make these clutch free throws, right? Or a free
Right.
throw, and now you did make it, and then how do you defend it in the late game situations? Um, that will then lead into this next thing, which is building mental toughness, right? So there's got to be, if you are practicing it, have a consequence for the outcome, a
Right.
loss, right?
Yes.
Whatever it is, right? So the kids like feel like, okay, we just lost that. And then, yeah.
The counting,
Um,
the actual counting down is, at the youth level, sometimes better than the clock running because they feel it like nine, eight,
Hey, that's
seven,
right.
six. It's like,
Which
so,
leads into the next thing, which is communication. So
right.
what do you want the kids to do? The ones even that they're on the bench, do you want them to count down in those
Right.
late, and it's not, and also just think about late game, but halftime and quarters as well, right? If you're doing quarters, whatever your breaks are, right? Make sure you're counting down and you have, hey, we got last shot or hold the ball, whatever it is, right? You got to teach them those things. The one thing I forgot to mention, kind of the fundamental part too, is fouling. No fouling, fouling. When do you want to foul? Little things like that. You should incorporate as part of your training as well. And then, as we talked about, using game changer, review and reflect. Like, how did we handle this situation at the end of the quarter, at the end of the half, at the end of the game? Did we do the right things? And film don't lie, right?
Film
So,
don't lie.
yeah,
Yes. And that's where game changer / coaching youth hoops
that's
will
right.
help. Yeah.
Yes.
GC.com /
Yeah.
there you go. All right. Anything else, coach?
No, just, again, it's just a full recap on this is you have to practice late game situations.
Yes.
You have to incorporate them as part of your practice. Now, which ones you do, see which ones you run into. It's so hard to say. I mean, I'll actually put in the show notes as well. I have created a doc on what to do in late game situations, so I can add that as well. That's a really good tool for you guys. So check the show notes on that. But yeah, practice those late game situations, put those kids under the pressure that they need to win those late games.
All right. Till next week, coach.
Till next week.